Thanks for joining us this morning. I hope you're doing well. Come on with us to John chapter 4. John chapter 5. John chapter 5 at verse 28. The Lord says, "Do not marvel at this, for the hour is coming in which all who are in the graves will hear his voice and come forth, those who have done good to the resurrection of life, and those who have done evil to the resurrection of condemnation." I want to talk about those verses, specifically those verses. I want to talk about the resurrection today, because not everybody believes what Jesus just said. Jesus said, yes, those who have done good, they will enjoy the resurrection. But guess what? The unrighteous, they're going to be resurrected too. Those who have done evil, they are coming forth from the grave too. Not everybody believes that. A lot of people believe that if someone is disobedient to the Lord, when they die, it's just poof, and they're annihilated. And there's nothing there anymore. That's not what the Lord says. The Lord says, when the trumpet sounds and he calls forth, that all who are in the grave, both the righteous and the unrighteous, they are going to come forth. They will be raised at the same time, the passage says. It says the hour is coming. It's going to happen at the same time. It's not going to be separated by 1,000 years, not going to be separated by 10,000 years or anything else. It's happening at the same time, the righteous and the unrighteous. When the trumpet sounds, that will be it for this earth, and then it'll be eternity, one place or another. A third point is it's a bodily resurrection. The Lord says, all who are in the graves. Now, who is it who's in the grave? Is it the soul or is it the body? It's the body. It's a bodily resurrection. Just as assuredly as Jesus' resurrection was a bodily resurrection, we are also going to have a bodily resurrection. It should not be hard for us to believe. If God could form Adam from the dust of the earth, then God can reform Adam from the dust of the earth. It's a resurrection. Now, verse 25, Jesus says, "Most assuredly I say to you, the hour is coming." This is before where we read. He says, "Most assuredly I say to you, the hour is coming, and now is, when the dead will hear the voice of the Son of God, and those who hear will live." And there's something going on here, because in the verses we read before, verses 28 and 29, that is the physical resurrection. But verse 25 is different, because he says the hour is coming and now is. And he's talking about a spiritual resurrection there. And what we have to do is, while we still have time on this earth before we die, we got to hear the voice of the Lord. And we have to follow him, and we have to obey him. And if we will have that spiritual resurrection, then we will enjoy the bodily resurrection. If we don't, then we know what waits us, and it's eternity in hell. Hope you enjoyed this study. God bless you. Be a blessing to others. Hope to see you tomorrow morning.